Hi, Oddings. It's your Ate Sapphire. After this episode, you can hear 4 more stories over on the Something Scary podcast, available for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. The links are in the description below.
Hey, I'm Sapphire.
Want to hear something scary?
Gold coins.
The following is based on an urban legend from Spain. Many years ago, there was a large and beautiful house in the center of Cordoba, Spain. It was owned by the Velascos, a very wealthy family comprised of a father, mother, and their 9-year-old daughter, Sofia. Since her parents were usually busy and away for work, Sofia was practically raised by her maid, Isabella. She lived in the house with Sofia and would only go home to her own family one weekend every month. Despite all her years of service to the Velascos, Isabella wasn't being paid a fair wage. But she knew she was better off staying with them than trying to find work elsewhere. One day, Isabella came back to the Velascos' house in tears. "What's wrong?" asked Sofia. "My son's not doing well. He needs to see a doctor, but I don't know how I'm going to afford it." "Why don't you ask my mama and papa to help?" "I already did." As wealthy as they were, the Velascos were very tight with their money, spending it only on making lavish additions to their home and on their business. That night, Isabella slept in Sofia's room. Sofia's parents were out of town again and wouldn't be back for a month. Isabella and Sofia were having a hard time falling asleep. After laying in bed for hours, they heard a strange scraping noise coming from the hallway. No one else was home. Did somebody break in? Slowly, they crept to the door and peeked their heads out the door frame. At the far end of the hallway was a small boy. In one hand, he held a candle, the only source of light illuminating the dark corridor. In the other, he was holding up one of the black tiles, revealing a hole in the ground. Sofia and Isabella watched as he took a small bag from his pocket and poured the contents into the hole. It made a familiar clinking sound. The boy placed the tile back to its original position and walked away, leaving the lit candle on the ground. Sofia and Isabella shared a look. They had both heard the rumors that this house was haunted, but neither of them had ever seen a real ghost before. They had to see what was inside that hole. If the boy hadn't left the candle, there was no way they would have been able to find the loose tile. There were absolutely no indications that this tile could be moved at all. Isabella lifted the tile up. She held the candle over the hole to reveal a pile of gold coins. But the hole was much too narrow for Isabella to go down. "I'll go down and get them for you," Sofia offered. Carefully, she shimmied down the hole, gathered the coins, placed them in her pocket, and climbed back up. Isabella was convinced that her prayers had been answered. They climbed back into bed and agreed not to tell anyone else about their secret. The following night, at around the same time, they heard the same scraping sound again. They went to the doorway, and there he was, the same young boy dumping another set of gold coins into the hole. And just like the night before, Sofia climbed down and gathered them for Isabella. This continued every night the rest of the week. Isabella had more than enough coins to pay for her son's doctor bills, but she didn't want to stop. There was an infinite well of money. How could anyone say no to that? On the 8th night, the candle the little boy left had been worn down to an inch. Isabella told Sofia to make it quick, because who knows when the candle might go out. Sofia climbed into the hole, gathered the coins, and climbed back up. But some of the coins spilled out of her pocket. Instinctively, Sofia let go of the walls to grab them and fell back to the bottom of the hole. Isabella reached out to try and grab her, but in doing so, she dropped the candle and let go of the tile. Isabella was now in complete darkness. If Sofia was screaming underneath the ground, Isabella couldn't hear her. She had to find another candle, fast. She felt her way back to Sophia's room but couldn't find one. She blindly stumbled to the kitchen, where she found candles on the dining table. Luckily, there was a matchbox right next to them, and so she hurriedly carried the lit candle back to the hallway. Then her heart sank. She couldn't remember which tile hid the hole. In a panic, she frantically tried to pull up all the tiles she could, but none of them were budging. She collapsed on the ground and wept. A few weeks later, the Belascos returned from their trip, but were confused when neither Sophia nor Isabella were at home. Senora Belasco walked up and down the halls calling out her daughter's name. Sophia? Sophia, where are you? Mama, help me! Senora followed the voice to the hallway and placed her ear on the ground. Sophia, are you in there? Please get me out of here, Mama. Senora called a construction crew who quickly tore up the tile floor. They found Sophia at the bottom of the hole, decaying, surrounded by shiny gold coins. They say that the house is still there in Cordoba, and if you visit at night, you can still hear poor Sophia calling out to be saved.
Somebody please help me.
Want more Something Scary? You can hear 4 more stories over on the Something Scary podcast, available for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. The links are in the description below. If you'd like to submit a story, send me an email at somethingscary@snarled.com. Like and share this video if it gave you the chills. And don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and turn on the bell for notifications. And if you dare, follow me on social media. Until next time, sweet dreams.